Today, we wrap up our Rotten Eggs triple feature with Steven Spielberg's action horror adventure 65 million years in the making. The embryos are freezing, the dinosaurs are sneezing, and the 1% is once again so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should, as we follow an adorable but audacious billionaire to a private island in Costa Rica to meet his caravan of cretaceous carnivores in Jurassic Park.
You just said Dr. Hammond was adorable? Fuck that guy.
He's so
He is adorable.
There are like moments where as a character, he does some questionable things. And when I say questionable, like truly abhorrent.
Horrible.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
But it's Richard Attenborough, you know? It's hard not to...
Well, you got to separate the two.
Welcome to How I Met Your Monster, the show where we discuss the introductions to your favorite movie monsters. Today, we are wrapping up our Rotten Eggs triple feature with fucking dinosaurs. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's pretty cool. Like, Jurassic Park is, you know, it's like a family movie, but it's a fucking monster movie.
Yeah,
like,
I was like writing down, I'm like, I don't feel like I have to justify this, but sometimes I feel like I have to justify, like, does this constitute as a horror movie?
We did Jingle All the Way.
We did do Jingle All the Way on this show.
We did it as a goof. Yeah. But it's a monster movie. It's not only a monster movie. It's not only a horror movie, but it is 100% within the genre realm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
So it counts.
Yeah.
And,
I watched. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to introduce you, but go right ahead. We'll get to that.
This
next.
Is like the cold open to your intro.
Yes.
It's like, who's that voice?
Yeah, this is like the mysterious person in the wings.
Basically, I watched it last night, and that opening scene is a horror scene.
100%.
Like I don't know how much horror is definitely more of a subgenre in this, but that opening scene is a horrific opening scene and really scary.
Yes.
Yeah, because for an action adventure movie, it's not like beholden to those horror genre tropes, and yet it just opens up with the typical, like, it may as well be a slasher movie. You have the cold open. Yeah. We haven't met the killer yet. It's all tension. It's implied violence. We don't see it, but it's like, oh, he's getting eaten by what may as well be like, you know, a monster from The Thing at this point, because there's no, I don't know, there's no distinction yet. So it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I kind of thought like, it's like, it starts out kind of being like, the lighting is like E.T. when they're in the forest. And then there's like a Raiders kind of feeling where it's like kind of like an Indiana Jones kind of thing. And then it gets into like, oh shit, there's something more sinister than any of those things in this one. But the mysterious voice you all are hearing is that of Sarah Clingenpeel. She was happy enough to join us. I hope you're happy
she was
to join
lucky
us.
enough to join us.
She was gracious enough to join us today to talk about Jurassic Park. And Sarah, welcome to the show. You are the VP of marketing for Terror Films. How did you fall into that role?
So a long time ago, back in 2016, I was fresh out of college and I PA'd on a film called Elizabeth Blue, which is not a horror film. It's a drama. It's about mental health. Okay. And everyone who worked on that film, Joe Dane, the producer, Nick Lanier, the casting director, they eventually started Terror Films. And when they needed an assistant, they reached out to me because they liked working with me. Sure. So I started out as an assistant. And then slowly, as we started getting more films, I was also helping with social media. And the other people were like, oh, this is your wheelhouse. Like, you're doing really well over here. We're gonna move you over here.
Sure.
And it just progressed. And now I handle marketing and press and all that.
Oh, that's amazing. Awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And for any of you listeners out there who aren't familiar with Terror Films, you might recognize them as the company that released Hell House LLC, that whole series, and The Taking of Deborah Logan.
Oh, that's amazing.
Along with a whole list of other films. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but those are probably the most popular ones on your roster. Yeah.
Those are the ones we mentioned the most. And I can now talk about it. We just announced that the new Hell House Lineage film is getting a theatrical release.
Oh, that's so exciting.
That's
Very
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. So we
Very
have a
cool.
date. I can't say it, but it's August of this year.
Okay.
Because this is
Awesome.
a strange time for releasing films, like determining whether or not something is like a theatrical release versus at home.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what that's like on your, how do you determine that? Like, oh, this needs to go theatrical, or this is just going to go straight to, I was gonna say straight to video, but I think we're
streaming.
we're a little bit on video.
We only deal in streaming. Typically, we are a digital release company.
Okay.
However, Hell House, we've been very supported by Shudder for many years for the Hell House series, and they helped us a lot with Origins, which was the 4th film that came out last year. And they have the Lineage is I don't know if this is true, but it's basically a Shudder original. Shudder has had their hand in it since day one.
Awesome.
And they sort of helped us get in touch with iconic events and said, we think we can do a theatrical release for this one. It's the last one in the series, and the fans are really excited about it.
Yeah.
So
Go
That's
all out
exciting.
in the finale. That's awesome.
yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Awesome.
I'm
Awesome.
excited.
Well, thank you again for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to talk about some dinosaurs here in just a second. But before we get into that, I just want to remind anybody listening, if you are not subscribed to How I Met Your Monster, please find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you listen to your horror movie podcasts, and give us a follow. If you are all fans of Fangoria, as many horror fans are, but you aren't subscribed yet to their quarterly magazine, very beautiful, very, very, very.
If you're that one,
very beautiful. I can't, that's my fucking.
No.
I can't even do the impersonations anymore.
I know, it's just so bad. Yeah. We need to get one episode through without talking about Trump. Fucking asshole. Sorry, we're not going to get into politics.
I realized though, he's gotten even oranger.
He gets oranger every
It's
fucking
so
time.
weird. I was at the gym yesterday and I was looking at him on the news and I was like, what's happening?
He's becoming
Maybe
a
he was
pumpkin.
genetically modified by InGen, and they've been kind of testing.
Yeah. And they couldn't find his whole DNA strand, so they put DNA of a pumpkin to fucking
To close it.
link
That's
them
a
together
horror
to
movie.
close the gap. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Pumpkinhead. He's becoming Pumpkinhead.
Don't you
Sorry,
fucking
Casey.
dare.
Just destroying
Besmirch the name
Casey's
of
favorite
Pumpkinhead.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an insult. I'm sorry.
How dare you.
I take that back.
It's because he's old and sick, and they keep putting more color on him.
Yeah.
Just trying.
God.
Mhm.
It's all padding, and
He needs a
it's
new makeup
really,
artist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, God.
he needs the makeup artist from this movie from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
What?
You know,
Okay,
it's
full
funny,
circle.
like,
if they could bring dinosaurs to life, they could bring that thing to life as well.
Well, it's almost fitting that we end up talking about him at least once on every episode, because this is a monster podcast and he is truly a despicable human. Anyways, moving on. I'm talking about fucking Fangoria. The fuck?
Whoops.
We're specifically talking to the one horror fan out there who is not subscribed to Fangoria. So this is for you.
That's right. This is all for you. Soak it in.
Damien.
If you would like to get a new subscription to Fangoria, you can use our promo code How I Met Your Monster at shop.fangoria.com, and you'll get 20% off your whole shopping cart. So that's a cool thing. And you
cool.
also help support How I Met Your Monster in the process. So do with that information as you wish.
But do it the way that makes it work. So the discount works. Don't just take it and then put it. It needs to actually work a very specific way.
That's right. That's right. It's actually very scientific. All right. Let's see.
By the way, I was going to mention, we're going to be talking about ILM in this episode.
Yeah.
And Zach and I actually visited Lucasfilm a few months ago. Was it December?
Yeah. I got my hat on right here.
Well, I was going to say,
Have you taken it off?
No, I've never taken it off.
No, I didn't think so.
the whole time. I'm drinking out of my Jabba the Hutt coffee mug from the Lucasfilm,
Wow.
their little store. They have a unique bespoke coffee shop there.
Look at you guys.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm a big Star Wars nerd.
Are you?
Yeah.
We did what you want to call it? There was George Lucas's screening room. Zach had visited with his family. Zach's a big Star Wars George Lucas fan. So my friend, he just actually left Lucasfilm, but he had Zach sit in George's like preferred seat in his private screening room that he designed himself, and we watched the trailer for The Phantom Menace.
That's awesome.
With like this amazing set. It was absolutely incredible. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was magical. And my daughter was like 1.5 at the time, and she sat on my lap, and it was her first time ever in a movie theater. And like, that's the theater she got to be in, sitting in that seat. And I was like, girl, if you do not become a filmmaker, like, the universe is fucking fucked up.
I remember when she looked up at you and she's like, Dad, I don't appreciate this now, but someday I'm going to look back at those photos with a single tear and a warm feeling in my heart.
They're going to show it on her Kelly Clarkson show interview.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, totally. All right, let's see here. Yeah, we're talking about Jurassic Park today, directed by Steven Spielberg, 1993. Dude, did he do this? Was this before or after Schindler's List? Because I know they were like right next to each other.
He was literally doing it. He did Jurassic Park. They did production on it, and then he went and did Schindler's List.
Okay.
And they were in post on Jurassic Park while they were doing Schindler's List. And
two giant films to overlap.
Right?
Oh,
it's
my
kind of
God.
crazy,
I know,
actually.
It's wild.
Like, as a filmmaker, that makes me very anxious.
It's overwhelming, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he was even saying that when I was watching this behind the scenes footage of Spielberg when he was on the set of Schindler's List, and he was saying he was kind of bummed, as much as he loved Jurassic Park. He was like, I kind of hate it right now because it's taking me away emotionally, and just like, it's taking all my attention away from what I want. You know, Schindler's List is, I mean, it speaks for itself, you know. So to have his attention have to go be diverted anywhere else than that, kind of like diluted the experience a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But obviously, I think the two movies speak for themselves. I think he did a pretty decent job.
I think he did fine.
Right.
He did okay.
He did okay.
But yeah, going from like dinosaurs and like monsters and all that
Silliness
stuff to like Schindler's List, it's just
hijinks. It's crazy.
Yeah, a little knock you off a cloud there. But do you guys remember the first time you saw Jurassic Park?
I have a memory of seeing it in theaters, but I don't know how that's possible.
No, I don't think you saw it in theaters.
Because I would have been 4 or 5.
Okay.
But I have this vivid memory of seeing it in theaters. I don't know why. I loved this. I loved this movie. I had all the toys. I remember I woke up Christmas morning and my parents had set up, they had gotten like the electric fence with like a little tower. And there was
he did live in Connecticut. He did grow up.
That wasn't a toy.
So.
They actually just surrounded me with an electric fence. So like Danny's very
aggressive.
They did that. Yeah. You're like a fucking cat. They did that to keep you away from the Christmas tree.
No, it was the toys from the movie. But yeah, I was a very big fan.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I don't. To answer your question, I think I remembered where I saw it for the first time, but I guess not.
Sarah, do you remember the first time you saw Jurassic Park?
I don't. And usually when I don't, it's because I probably saw it way too young.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I couldn't have seen it in theaters either. I wasn't born, but
okay. You're like, I have this vague memory of seeing it in theaters, but there's no way I could have because I didn't exist yet.
I just didn't exist. But I remember the first time watching it and thinking that the T-Rex just looked so cool.
Yeah.
As a kid who loved dinosaurs, like I already had that hyperfixation. It was exciting to me. I was like, why doesn't this exist? And my parents are like, watch the movie.
Yeah.
You'll
get it.
You'll understand.
Yeah.
There's a moral.
Casey, do you remember?
I don't.
No,
I have no idea. There are very few movies that I remember the first time.
Okay.
For the first time.
I love how Spielberg did 2 movies that one made everyone want to be an archaeologist and then a paleontologist.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other jobs.
I wanted to be a marine biologist because of Jaws.
Oh yeah, marine
Oh.
biologist. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was like
Perfect,
my first. Every other kid was like, I want to be a singer. I want to be a lawyer. I was like,
specifically like in an all jean outfit, just a jean jacket, jeans, a jean bull hat.
100%.
I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was 32, but here we are.
Oh yeah.
It's not too
Because
late.
you watched Deep Blue Sea, though. Right?
Yeah, that's why. Well, then I went to art school and ruined everything. So,
Oh.
I'll do it.
Jurassic Park, it might be the only movie in existence that nobody dislikes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Never,
It'd be
ever,
hard.
ever have you heard somebody say,
Yeah.
I don't really like Jurassic Park. That's not real. So,
That's a good point. I never thought about that. Yeah.
It's a perfect movie.
it is.
It
Truly.
really is so good. And it has, this is a show all about monster introductions, and the T-Rex scene, the famous T-Rex scene, which we'll talk about a little bit later, has to be one of the best monster intros of all time.
I would agree.
I know when I was doing notes on it, I was like, fuck. I was like, we could do an episode on that
the
scene
T-Rex
alone.
scene alone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot.
Zach,
It's a lot
do you
of
remember
emotions.
your first time?
My first time, well, I was 17. No, I was actually 7. So I think I saw this in the theater. I don't really remember it, but my mom was a big movie person and she always showed us movies. And I had been watching, Raiders of the Lost Ark since I was like 4. And so I am almost positive that I saw this in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I don't really remember it, but I'm sure it happened. But I do, I remember, Danny, you were talking about the toys. I remember having a lot of the toys, at the end when the raptors are attacking the T-Rex and it bites the side of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had the T-Rex that had a little chunk
With the chunk missing.
out of the side.
Oh my
There was a whole line of toys with mauled dinosaurs. It was such a good choice, but for some reason we loved it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's half dead. Mom, can I get the Triceratops that's slightly dying?
It comes with a big pile of shit accessory sitting on the side.
They do have a pop of Laura Dern and the Triceratops.
Do they really?
I got it for my friend for her birthday
awesome.
one year.
Amazing.
It's
It's
so
pretty cool. There's no pile of dung.
Oh,
that's
sadly.
Speaking of that scene, Laura Dern is so good in this movie.
So good.
She's my favorite.
And when she, the emotion on her face when she goes up and she's touching the Triceratops, and it's this whole swirl of emotions from being on a very basic level, oh my God, here's this sick dying animal. And then on the other thing, it's oh my God, this is a creature that hasn't existed for 65 million years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a full spectrum of emotions. It's just wild.
Yeah.
Laura Dern's also she, it's a horror movie because of her performance, especially in the second act, because, there's the famous Spielberg stare, it's before you show the thing, you see the reaction. Her reactions in this movie are next level. It's and at the time, when I first saw this was I would imagine it was my introduction to Laura Dern as an actor. And then to obviously see her career. I mean, now she's an Oscar winner. She has her whole very prolific work with David Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that, you're oh, you get it. Spielberg's not just casting actors who were the it star at the time. He's finding people who can make a movie about dinosaurs feel not only grounded, but genuinely scary without it feeling tropey or without it feeling performative. I mean, there's moments. We'll get into it, and I don't want to. I want to let Laura Dern. I want her moments to really shine. So I won't spoil them now. But it's just her expressions alone. It's just crazy what she can do with a look. And I mean, you referenced the Triceratops scene, which was more the sincerity of it, but the fear she has is it's so good.
Yeah.
And I love that you bring that up, because I was also noticing when I rewatched it, the acting going on between her, Sam Neill, and I'm calling him Ian.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah.
Their reactions when they see the first dinosaur, when they see that Brachiosaurus,
So good.
is a masterclass in acting. All three of them.
Sure.
Just the way they react is how you would react if you saw a dinosaur in
It's
today.
so good.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so many like iconic and magical scenes in this movie. But yeah, Danny, to your point about like the reacting to like the being scared and having all these reactions and everything, like they had to do that with nothing there. Right. And it wasn't like, today they do that with like the Marvel movies and everything's on a green screen, whatever. Like they were on the sets, but still there was no dinosaurs there, obviously.
And they also, and the technology was so new that you didn't like understand really like what that meant, like there's that like common thing that everyone knows. It's like, oh, I was acting against a tennis ball. But now you're saying like you have a frame of reference. Like I get it. Like I don't know how the science and the technology may work, but I understand what the finished product is going to be. I get that it'll be convincing. But in 1993 or whenever they shot this, 92, 91, like what are you comparing it to?
Well, it's pretty cool. I was watching a making of little thing on YouTube about this, and you know how Spielberg is big on his storyboards. For this, they actually took his storyboards and then did like claymation. They like did it like 3D claymation animations of his storyboard so that they could play out the whole scenes. And so it wasn't just like a 2D drawing on the paper. And so they could show the actors like, this is it's going to look like when you're acting against nothing. And so that was pretty cool.
They're all like, sure, Steve. Sure.
Yeah.
It's going to look real. Sure.
And not to jump ahead too much, but the CGI,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good. And this movie was 1993. I was looking at the Brachiosaurus and I was like, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like when you first get your big CG moment with the T-Rex, you're like, okay, we're shooting it in the dark. There's a lot of cutaways. We're getting a lot of close-ups, quick edits. But then you get the T-Rex in the daylight during the Gallimimus stampede scene. And then you get the Brachiosaurus. It's like, oh, it just is good. It's not that they were like tricking us or it wasn't misdirection or anything.
Well, I think that's the scene that sold Spielberg on, they did a test scene of what are they called? Gallimimus running with the T-Rex after them. And that was the moment where he was like, okay, he had to go to Phil Tippett's. Actually, it's funny. Was in
just the tip.
Tippett, not tidbits. Tippett.
No, it's Phil
just one tip.
So Phil Tidbits. Apologies, Mr. Tippett, if you're watching, if you're listening. If you're listening to this episode. But he had done all this stop motion animation, and that was like how they were going to do it. But Spielberg was like, it's still like, I'm still seeing that little bit of jerkiness in there that makes it look like stop motion. So they started working with with ILM, who had just come off of Terminator 2, and they were doing the computer graphics for this. And they showed Spielberg and Tippett. Tidbit. Stop it. They showed them that scene with the Gallimimus and the T-Rex, and Spielberg was like so worried that he was going to have to tell him like, hey, we're not doing stop motion anymore. But he looked over at him and Phil said, I think I'm extinct.
Oh.
And so they actually Spielberg put that in the movie when they're climbing up the stairs and they just get to Jurassic Park and Dr. Ian Malcolm says, or like, they're like, what are you going to do now? And he's like, oh, I think we're out of a job. And Malcolm says, oh, I actually think you mean extinct. He did that kind of like as like a little nod to what Phil had told him. But with that being said, Phil didn't end up out of a job. He actually worked with the animators and became like the head dinosaur creator working with the animators. And they also created like, because him and his team had been so used to doing things by hand and animating stop motion, they were having like, there was like this blockage between them and like animating on a keyboard with the people they needed to animate with. And so they created these animatronic dinosaurs, these robots, right? That Danny, actually, we saw one at Lucasfilm. They have one
cool.
on display that were all like, these little bits of computer that as they moved them, it would read onto the computer and they could animate by stop motion, but it would be animated. It's just fucking wild how everything came together to blend both worlds. They like found that sweet spot to make these dinosaurs, and it's just it's fucking mind blowing.
It's amazing.
It's so good. Yeah, the movie could have been a disaster because Jaws, Spielberg's obviously famous for another monster movie, Jaws, and that one is famous for having a lot of issues with the physical Bruce the shark, the animatronic that they had made. So it's like this could have been another the digital version of that, where it's like, oh, the movie's great, but they had to, you don't get a lot of shots of the dinosaurs. But like you said, the fact that it was so the fact that it all came together at such a perfect time off the tail of, because T2 had won the Oscar for visual effects. Okay. Yeah, it's just good timing.
And then you get Stan Winston in the mix, making all the actual animatronic dinosaurs. And he won the Oscar for this as well. Man, Stan Winston. We've been talking a lot about him on our show recently.
Stan's the man.
Stan's the man.
He's the monster man.
He's the monster man. Yep. Okay. Well, are you guys ready to head to Isla?
I mean, you could just say Jurassic Park.
I think it's Isla Nublar.
Costa Rica?
Isla Nublar. You guys want to head to Isla Nublar, which is 120 miles off the coast of Costa Rica?
Not really.
You don't want to go to Jurassic Park?
No.
You wouldn't go to Jurassic Park.
Did you see what happened?
Oh, do you mean you wouldn't go to Jurassic Park?
I saw this meme. It was like, my toxic trait is that I would still go to Jurassic Park if they invited me. I'm like, yeah, totally. Like, because that's the thing. Like, if I want that on my headstone, like when I die, like if I were to die, if I didn't survive this, spoiler alert, we'll get to that section at the end of the episode.
You still made it.
Like died by dinosaur. Like damn, badass.
Yeah.
Like I can live with that. I'd be dead, but.
All right, let's hop on a helicopter with Dr. Hammond, who's like a dick for landing it on that fucking dig site. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I imagine he's adorable, but he's a pain
he's
in the
not
ass.
Adorable.
Well, and that's
he's a
too,
sexist, billionaire, capitalistic monster.
It kind of like proves the point that he like doesn't really understand what he's in for. He's just doing it for the show to like to so that he could do this, but he doesn't really understand what he's dealing with because he's just
the consequences of his actions.
Yeah.
It's a great way to characterize him before we
100%.
truly meet him. Like he doesn't care. He's landing on the dig site. He's going to mess it up and then he's going to try to buy their endorsement by giving them more money to keep digging.
Yep.
So messed up. I know it was. There was
Danny,
a moment.
He's really cute. He's really
so cute. He's so cute.
But he's really cute.
I just want to cuddle him.
He's a good grandpa sometimes.
I don't think so.
Actually, you're right. He brought his grandkids before it got approved.
Exactly.
Problem.
He does have an arc though, and I love an arc. And he is like the king of hubris.
Okay, this is Pamela Voorhees all over again. Let's
it is. I know I have a soft spot for serial killers, familial serial killers.
Yeah.
And he is, I don't know, I guess he's not a serial killer, but he's a monster in his own right. His actions led to many a death.
Yeah. They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not just the first Jurassic Park movie. We got so many movies.
Yeah.
That's true.
So many more things happen, and it's all because of him.
Yeah. I was thinking last night after watching this one, I've seen this one so many times, but I think I've only seen parts 2 and 3 just one time each.
I don't think I've ever seen them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys seen, I don't want to spoil the second one, but I'm about to.
No?
His beautiful little arc that I just mentioned kind of
Destroyed?
just reverse. It just resets in the first 10 minutes of the second one. He's like,
really?
Actually, what if we did it again? And they're like, no.
So cute though.
Oh, okay. So that's how it sets up where he's like, let's try again.
Yeah. And then Ian Malcolm is like, all right. And at least in that one, all right, we're getting into the Lost World.
Yeah, we're not. Nope. Moving on.
This is what happens. This is how tangents begin.
Yeah, I would like to check those out again though, because I know I've seen them, but I just one time each, and I don't really remember them. So
there are some really fun dinosaur attacks in the second one.
Oh my god, the campers. I don't know if you'd call it a camper, but
yeah, I know what you mean. It's like in the RV when it's on the side of the cliff. Yes. Yeah,
it is a masterclass in tension building. It is very much.
Okay.
Is it better than the T-Rex scene in this one? I would say no. But in the same way, I love Scream 1 as my favorite, but Scream 2 has so many moments that are just like, oh, it's just like the opening scene. Oh, hi, Indy.
Can you say hi?
We're getting a cameo right
You're not
now.
supposed to be in here right now.
Goodness.
You're not supposed to be in here right now. Can you say hi?
She's like, Dad, you're talking about dinosaurs. Kids love dinosaurs. This is so messed up.
Okay, can you say say bye?
Say Brachiosaurus.
Okay, go back to Mama.
Just give her the hardest.
Sorry, guys.
Give her a mic.
Yeah, no, get her on. We need the youth's opinion on this.
Oh, it's tough now because she can just open the doors.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like
she's a human.
When they can reach the doorknobs.
She's a
velociraptor.
Okay, Danny.
They learn so fast.
You're like, what? Unless they learn how to open doors, cut to Indy's hand close up, just like opening the door.
Oh, speaking of Spielberg, yeah, her name is Indy after Indiana Jones.
That's so sweet.
Well, her name is Indigo, but we did that so that we could call her Indy.
Beautiful.
Fucking nerds.
We named the dog Indiana.
Yeah, right. Danny, I'm sorry that my gorgeous little daughter interrupted your story.
I can't believe it.
But
Indy, get the hell out.
But I have a question. Did Spielberg do part 2 and 3?
No, only 2. Joe Johnson did 3.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah, let's head to Jurassic Park and meet some dinosaurs.
Let's go.
For Jurassic Park, we have 8 official monster reveals. And if this is your first time listening to the show, I will let you know that a monster reveal to us is considered anytime a monster is revealed to us as the audience or to a character in the movie. So Jurassic Park has 8 official reveals. And Danny, this was your pick for our Rotten Eggs triple feature.
Sure.
Could you please read the synopsis of Jurassic Park via IMDb?
Zach, I'd love to.
Oh, I love it when you just agree
Sometimes
to do
I
things.
don't love to, but I'd love to. I would love to.
Awesome.
It would be my pleasure. The synopsis is as follows. An industrialist invites some experts to visit his theme park of cloned dinosaurs. After a power failure, the creatures run loose, putting everyone's lives, including his grandchildren's, in danger.
He's really cute, though. They didn't mention that.
A really cute,
a really adorable billionaire.
Oh yeah, I forgot the last line, and you just want to hug him. That's the synopsis.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Not as tight as some others have been. IMDb is hit or miss, but
yeah,
I get it.
Incredibly topical.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just remains topical.
Yeah. Totally.
In so many ways too, because there's, at the time of this recording, there's, and I don't know if this is what you're referring to with the dire wolves, the cloning of the dire wolves.
I didn't even think about that, but I did see that.
Yeah.
But then also just like a bigger picture, they talk about, oh my God, we can't get too deep into this, but like they talk about kind of adapting to, big changes. And a big topic in my house of debate is AI, artificial intelligence, and how it's like you have to adapt to this new thing or you're not going to be able to survive in like this quote unquote new world. And I feel like the general public is pretty resistant to it. And
but even just like billionaires doing whatever they want and just not worrying about consequences.
100%.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like at the expense of the majority of people. Yeah, like literally everyone.
Well, Danny, I'm not going to call this the conspiracy theory of the week because Casey will get mad at me.
No, you can do whatever you want.
No, I'm not going to do it.
I love the conspiracy theories.
But let's see. There's a billionaire who created this park. Guess what else he created in this park? fucking electric cars with touch screens on them.
Oh yeah, I noticed that too.
So is there something here between these two horrible businessmen,
That's
billionaires,
so
I
funny.
guess?
Well,
I should
also we talked about, we had just done last week, we did our episode on aliens, and we talked about how
So good.
say.
it's so good, and the
Thank you.
Cybertruck is very it feels very inspired by the trucks that the Marines are driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like Elon Musk was in a pivotal moment in his life when he watched like like a lot
He
of
had a
James Cameron
Spielberg
movies.
binge.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Spielberg, and he was like, I have an idea.
I have an idea. So that's never been done before.
Yeah, exactly. What if I ripped all of this off, but it's worse in every conceivable way?
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's such a fucking douchebag, is because he never finished Jurassic Park. Like he just saw up until the electric cars with the touchscreens, and he's like, that's it.
He's
done.
like Phoebe in Friends, where you find out that Phoebe, her mom, prevented her from watching the end of really sad movies.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they're like, we're gonna watch Old Yeller. She's like, I love that movie. The dog's so cute in the end. They're like, Phoebe, you have to watch this movie. And she's like, oh
Yeah.
my god,
That's sad. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, my mom never let me watch. She used to let me watch some questionable stuff when I was younger, but she was always like, okay, you need to close your eyes here, or I'm going to fast forward here. But when it came to Lethal Weapon, as soon as the third act starts, that's where she would like be like, we're done. And so
that's so
We're
funny.
for like the
done.
longest time, I never knew there was like a third act to Lethal Weapon. I was like, okay, here we go.
You're like, the plot structure, and this is terrible. 10-year-old Zach. Well, my parents only made me watch the ending of sad movies, so that's all I knew growing up. It was just like, all right, Danny, let's watch the end. I'm like, oh,
Let's
God.
make you a man.
Like, you want to see
My
that?
parents,
Exactly. They're like, all right, here's Terms of Endearment. It's just 5 minutes. It's all set in a hospital, and this is her
people
big
dying.
Oscar monologue. Yeah, give her the shot. Like, oh God, traumatized.
Danny thinks that movies are just people killing dogs.
Yeah,
Oh.
like, wow, movies are horrible. Why are we investing so much into this? Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so yeah, we have 8 official reveals for Jurassic Park. Let's get into number 1.
We have 8 official reveals.
Oh, did I say it fucked up?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was trying not to do anything. Danny called me out.
I was trying to not look at Casey, and I like looked over right as she went. I was like, "Fuck it, damn it!" I was trying to be polite.
I'm sorry, Zach. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all talk about terms of endearment. It's all endearment.
All right, I'll say it again, Casey.
No, don't.
No, I'm gonna say
Say
I gotta
it
fix it.
exactly as you said it.
All right, for Jurassic Park, we have 8 official reveals. And so let's get into our first one, and it's just the fucking opening of the movie.
Yeah.
This is where they are transporting some kind of creature into a new paddock, I guess. And yeah, I'm not really sure what the deal is. Are they just trying to get it out of the box into the thing? And it's like,
We're gonna get into this when we get to our real monsters things, but the employees of Jurassic Park they don't always seem great at their job. Like we were talking about the Triceratops scene, and
the
Yeah.
doctor.
the amount of
Yeah.
she's like, I think they're these are poisonous plants. He's like, I don't think they're eating them.
No.
She's like, oh. And
It's like-
she's like, look, his pupils are dilated. He's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's that. It's like,
Oh, we
Yeah.
forgot
So-
that we were taking care of animals here.
Yeah. It's as
Which
if
I
they-
guess you could argue is John Hammond maybe is pinching
Yes.
pennies.
Yes,
you
he doesn't
know,
want
with
to pay people. Yeah, exactly.
which
Mhm.
why does Nedry work there? You know,
Yes.
Mhm.
not only is he having financial problems, but he also just like I feel like it was vetted as
Did you
a,
see
as
his
a good
fucking
employee.
desk? Did you see his fucking desk? Why would
That's all
anybody
I
have
saw.
him as an employee?
Dude, I love when Sam Jackson's character pushes everything off his. He just like
Yeah.
he's got like
So
the cigarette
satisfying.
hanging out of his mouth. And he's like fucking slob, and he just like pushes everything off the desk.
Ugh.
It's
Hold
There's
so
like
on to
good.
things
your
that are
butts.
deeply sad. Like yeah, like people love like Dr. Pimple Popper because it's like satisfying, but it's also like you want to look away,
Disgusting.
but you can't look away.
Yeah.
There should be a whole like YouTube or TikTok or something of someone who just like goes to like hoarders' houses and just like wakes all the things up.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's so nice.
I mean, there are videos like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's people
Are
that
there?
go and they clean
Yeah.
stuff, and
Like
it's like
ASMR
satisfying.
cleaning. Yeah.
There's this woman who cleans haunted houses for free. Oh, love it.
Doing the Lord's work.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
How do I
great.
not know these things, guys? I'm
I
so
don't know.
like such an old man.
My algorithm knows I'm a nutcase about things being clean, so they send
That's
me.
funny. But yeah, that opening.
Yeah.
I guess they're just transporting it, and
I know he when he pulls open the thing is when she. Oh gosh, yeah, it's a very. He's on top, the guy who eventually gets killed,
Okay,
and then she like pulls it away so that there's a gap.
Oh, that's right.
And
okay.
he falls, and that's when she grabs him. And I forget the name of the Kenyan.
Oh,
he's not Kenyan. He's
Muldoon.
Muldoon.
Yes.
Yeah, he said he worked with him in Kenya or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he like him trying to save him. It's so sad.
It's so sad.
It's so sad.
And I guess it is because it's implied like. Well, later you discover that these raptors are very different than the other dinosaurs in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's kind of implied that they can actually strategize their way out of this thing. But at the time you're watching, you're like, the fuck? Like, it's insane. Like, how's this happening? And then, of course, obviously, we find out they can even open doors. So, yeah. It's crazy that Muldoon's not the main character because you open with him. He has this emotional arc, this emotional connection with the dinosaurs. And then maybe it's, I guess,
he's kind of the only competent employee there.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe he's like the foil to the incompetent employees. I think he 100%. And Dennis are foils of each other.
Totally. Mm-hmm. And he's even like, whereas Nedry is using it for his own personal gain, Muldoon is even like to such an extreme, being like, we should kill them all. Like this is they shouldn't even exist.
Yeah. Even in that, that opening scene where he's saying, shoot her. Yeah.
And of course they don't because of the,
because
the investment they put in. Yeah. Money.
Yep. Well, and Danny, just a minute ago, you said like, what were we fucking talking about? And you said he was pinching pennies.
Employees hiring horrible employees.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's not vetting people.
Oh, like the doctor who doesn't realize that pupils are dilating when the fucking dinosaur gets sick every 6 months. Like, what the fuck?
6 weeks.
Oh, every 6 weeks. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, every 6 weeks. It's like, but he goes, throughout the whole movie, he's saying, spared no expense. I spared no expense. I spared no expense.
Even about the ice cream.
Even the ice cream. Yeah. Like, he spared no expense on the ice cream, the goodies, the visuals
the
of the park,
level stuff,
but not the people who run it.
Yeah.
Fuck, there is so many connections between this cuddly Hammond that you love so much, Danny, and the billionaires who are ruining fucking. Okay.
I support the 1%. They need our support.
They need our money.
They need our money.
They're struggling.
How would they be the 1%
trickle down
without
economy? Like it works. They will give us money someday. It'll benefit us someday. Before you know it.
Just hang in there. Just hang in there.
Yeah, just hang in there. We'll be fine. We got to go down and go up,
But even B.D. Wong's character, I was watching it last night, and as a kid, I loved him because I was like, oh, he's a dinosaur doctor. Like, but last night I was like, oh, he's suspicious. He's like, well, obviously all of our dinosaurs are all female. Why, almost like, why would you even ask?
Yeah.
Just the way he is playing that character as he's on the scientific side, but seems very much in Hammond's pocket.
100%.
Whatever it takes to make money is what we'll produce in the lab.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a really serious like level of recklessness behind the scenes in order to make this thing, which makes sense because I'm trying not to just talk about fucking Elon Musk. But
it's hard. I mean,
I'm using this as such an obvious example. Like when he put out the Cybertruck and he's like, oh, it does this, it does that. It's unbreakable. And then during the demonstration, it breaks. And then now they've recalled all these cars. It's like, because it's easy to market anything if you have a good strategy and you're creative enough. But that does not a safe park make, like it's still, that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also just love how like Steven Spielberg is a billionaire, and he's like the example of like he's still shining a light on the fact that I don't know, he's not in anyone's pocket essentially. He, at least I would argue. I mean, here I am defending another billionaire. Like, I feel like he earned his money.
We're learning so much about you during this episode. What the fuck? I thought you were on our side. Okay. So that was the opening scene, which, you know, Sarah, you had mentioned at the beginning of this episode, where it's just like, it is like a horror movie. Like, it's just
scary.
It comes in, and even when the guy gets like, you know, he falls down, he's laying on the ground, and then he just gets like sucked back into the end of the thing because the
well, I mean,
monster
it is the opening scene from Jaws. You see her
100%
being thrown around, and you don't know what's under the water. This is, you see the guy being dragged up and down.
That's such a good parallel.
But you don't see her. You just see her eye.
Mm-hmm.
So disturbing.
Dang. So this opening scene is greatest hits of Spielberg. E.T.,
Totally.
Raiders, Jaws. Damn. You know, pretty soon Dustin Hoffman pops up with a hook. That's dumb. Stupid.
It's okay.
Just if it's a blink and you miss it moment, you're like, oh yeah, there was a hook. It's also worth mentioning that, you know, animals aren't inherently monsters just because they're scary. But I think, and they can be monsters. Like, obviously we'll you know, we're doing Jaws, we're doing our commentary episode for the 50th this summer. But I feel like the exception with this is they actually are monsters, because it's not like they just brought dinosaurs back. They brought dinosaurs back with a lot of genetic, not only mishandling, just like tweaking and using
guessing.
Guessing, using other animal DNA to work with the DNA that they extracted from the amber that they mentioned. And they're also, like you mentioned, like BD Wong's character dabbling with their chromosomes. Like, so these actually are genetically modified monsters, because for all we know, like, I mean, there's even the whole thing with I actually think they mentioned this in Jurassic World, unless I might be conflating that with some of the things, but like they said that a lot of dinosaurs had feathers. And then they mentioned like, well, we didn't want to give them because it doesn't look as cool. It's like, oh, that's fucked up. Like, it's just, you make it what you want it to be without because again, it just comes back to that whole surface level thing. Like, it looks cool, but like, why? Like, what went into it? So I just feel like that's a fun, I feel like that in and of itself constitutes this as a true creature feature, as opposed to just like Animals Gone Wild kind of.
Yeah.
They're showing their boobies.
Just picture like a T-Rex or a raptor, like
flashing.
Yeah.
Well, he does mention, he's like, "What do you lift up their skirts?" So subconsciously, that's right. Yeah.
No, but Danny, it's funny you say that, because you know, there's the whole thing with Dr. Grant in this, talking about his theory that the dinosaurs were a lot closer to birds than there were to reptiles. And that all comes from a real paleontologist named Jack Horner, who was like an advisor on this movie, because he's like one of the most respected paleontologists out there, I guess. And he was the one that originally in our real world posed that theory that they were closer to birds. And in some of the original tests for the computer graphics, they had the raptors in the kitchen, but they had like tongues coming out like lizards would. And Jack Horner saw that, and he's like, who did this? Like, that is not what they would do. And it was Phil Tippett, who was like, that was me. Sorry. I thought it would be a good idea. And he was like, nope, we'll take that out. He's like, okay.
Damn it, Tippett.
But to another point you made, and I think, Sarah, you made a point too about BD Wong's character being suspicious, right? Are we to believe that he was messing with the chromosomes and created males out in and put them out in the park? Or are we supposed to believe Grant's thing when talking about the frogs and the switching sexes when they're in a single sex environment? Like, is there one that we're supposed to believe over the other, or?
I
don't know,
didn't think about that. I always just kind of subscribed to Grant's explanation of it because it kind of ties into the whole Dr. Malcolm's like life finds a way. But that's interesting. I actually hadn't thought of that because there is a lot of sabotaging going around.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't. Yeah,
I think this suspicion thing comes in like not necessarily with him even knowing what he's doing, but he's acting like he's knowing what he's doing.
Exactly.
You know, like because he laced them with those because he spliced their DNA.
The babies.
My bad. Because he spliced the DNA with that frog that could, you know, change sexes and stuff like that. And he's so confident in this, but he doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing. Is suspicious, if that makes sense. That's what I think.
It's ego.
Gotcha. Yeah,
100%.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
like you want to be the first to do it. Like we created the first dinosaur.
Speaking of that.
Oh my! Do I have a delay? God damn it!
Let's give Danny a second to catch up.
How's your fucking monitor, Danny?
Okay, Danny says.
Did you even hear that?
He texted us and he said we can keep talking. I don't know if you heard that, but
his husband works for Google.
Yeah. Look at all these fucking.
He's always got the problems.
Husband works for Google.
So, before we just got disrupted by Danny's, Danny loves fucking billionaires, apparently. Where did that come from? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know why he sees one cute billionaire, one cute Scottish.
You know what it is he could be a sugar daddy.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why.
Sugar daddy. Yeah.
Because Danny really wants to go to Jurassic Park.
He does, yeah. Okay, well, we were just talking about BD Wong and the scientists in their lab there. So our second official reveal is actually the birth of the velociraptor coming out of the egg. And it's cute, right?
It is.
It's like the cutest fucking murderer I've ever seen.
It is just adorable.
She's just a baby.
Yeah, she's just a little baby.
She's not killing anybody yet.
She doesn't know right from wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? I support women's wrongs, honestly.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
If a woman wants to
hell yeah. The men deserve it.
Who am I to tell her no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
100%.
fucking, there's the, Laura Dern has that great line where Ian Malcolm's talking about like dinosaurs and God and destroying man and all this stuff. And then she says, man is destroyed, woman inherits the earth.
Yeah.
Great line.
God, Laura Dern, like,
Laura Dern. Just
so
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern.
I do really love Jeff Goldblum in this movie, though. Like I could listen to him talk all day.
Oh, yeah.
I just love him. He's kind of a little bit of a pervert. But, like there are some things he says that I'm like, I probably would normally say something about that, but Jeff Goldblum.
But it's Jeff Goldblum.
It's Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, this is the thing with the billionaire and the whoops. Same thing.
Whoops.
Same thing. I was saying probably Danny.
Well, let's see. Danny's back. Let's see.
Danny boy.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh my God. Sorry about that.
We're good.
So we just talked about the egg birthing, the egg hatching, the
egg birthing?
Yeah, where Dr. Hammond imprints himself on the little raptor.
Imprints himself.
Okay.
He does.
I insist on being there when they're born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
Right now, bam, we're on our third reveal.
Bam.
Here we go. This is like the reveal. This is the T-Rex coming out of the gate, coming out strong. Dude, kids are stupid.
Kids are stupid.
All right, Dr. Grant.
Sorry. Kids are stupid. And I didn't want to say anything because Zach has kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sarah, I don't know if you have kids, but
it's fine. You can trash talk them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're stupid.
I mean, I have kids, but they're stupid.
Yeah.
I was a nanny for 7 years. So I've
That's
seen it
awesome.
all.
No.
For the record, my kids are really smart, but
yeah. Why did she turn on the flashlight? Is that what you're going to talk about?
It's the girl. It's the little girl that's stupid.
Yeah.
The little boy's, he's okay. He's got some instincts, but
yeah.
He at least knows about dinosaurs.
That woman is not inheriting the earth. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. The flashlight thing. And, like the little boy was like, turn it off. And she just like,
she couldn't figure out how to turn off the fucking flashlight.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm sorry. She's just like hitting the top of it. And it's like, you press the same fucking button you used to turn it on.
Yeah, but we already know that everything in this park doesn't work really well. So I don't think that's her fault in this scenario.
It is her fault.
We decided to opt
it is her fault.
buttons. It's a voice activated. But we don't have voice activation technology.
Yep. Spared no expense. But yeah, we were saying earlier, this is probably one of the best monster reveals, like, of all time.
It is.
You get the really classic, like, cup of water with the reverberations, from the T-Rex stomping, and they look over and the fucking goat is gone. And
so sad.
Oh my god, did you just see like the chain swinging? And
that cow lives rent free. I'm sorry, I know that's not part of this review, but
no,
but
totally.
the cow lives rent free in my brain.
It is
truly.
I intellectually know nothing happened to that cow, but I'm stressed about it all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Spielberg was not a fan
years later.
of animals in this movie.
Farm animals.
It's like kind of like aggressive. Like you have goat, cow. You even have the plate of fish, the cutaway to like the dead fish. So
yeah.
T-Rex doesn't want to be fed. He wants to hunt.
Mm-hmm.
This scene is also really long.
Mm-hmm.
It's very long.
Mm-hmm.
Scary, but it's scary the whole way through. And it's not like, come on,
Totally. And it starts out with the water, and then you see the lamb, and then you just see like
even if the fingers. Yeah, like it's such an unnecessary thing. It's so like horror movie monster. Just to like give that moment of like
yeah.
Like functionally, like it doesn't like make sense.
Calling
but it works.
his dinner.
Yeah. And he does this a few times throughout the movie. Like later when we talk about the raptors trying to get in the door, like their claws coming around the side of the door, and very, very monster-esque.
Claws are underrated.
You get the, even, they set it up earlier with the pupils dilating. And now you see it when the T-Rex comes right down by the window and she shines the flashlight in, and its pupil dilates. And oh my God, it's so fucking cool.
I think what is so iconic
good
about this scene too is it's just a perfect midpoint, because this is the point of the movie where everything up to here is just build. Aside from the opening scene, which is like a glimpse into horror.
Yeah.
Everything is set up, and then the movie turns. Yeah.
A whole
but it's
hour,
so good.
Zach.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sarah,
we had this conversation.
Deep conversation with him about aliens, and he has some issues with aliens' runtime.
Mm-hmm.
But then the movie never stops, really. You have some emotional beats.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, same with aliens.
Okay, well, we're not talking about aliens.
Sure.
We just released an almost 2-hour episode on aliens, and so, and you get the lawyer who just leaves the fucking kids and runs away to the bathroom. I'm glad.
Things would have been much easier if Sam Neill, Grant, would have allowed the kids to be in the car with him, like they.
But that's the beauty of his arc as a character. Is everything would be fine if he wasn't so resistant.
Well, I know.
Yeah. And he has no choice but to take care of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the fundamental difference between him and the lawyer. Neither of them like the kids.
Right.
But one of them is going to go save the kids.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Grant doesn't like the kids, but he does have that like instinct to help, because Lex slips earlier and he like grabs her hand and he says like, "Are you okay?" And then she won't let go of his hand, and he's like, "Oh fuck, like what did I do?" But he just has that instinct to be like,
kid from Nightmare 5 in the beginning, but he was more performative.
It was kind of he's got that raptor claw and he's like pretending to slash at the kid's stomach, and I was like, damn. You take it far. Like, you really don't like kids.
I know everyone's watching like also, whose kid is this? But that's another story. It's just this kid wandering around, he's like, "What are you guys doing over here?" Just criticizing paleontologists.
What are these fucking bones?
Why are you in the desert, kid?
I want to know who dragged that kid to that dig site.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. It clearly doesn't want to be there.
Bring your child to work day.
So we're in the bathroom.
Yes. Yeah. The lawyer is in the bathroom and
the famous rest up.
And I love that he gets what's coming to him because, later when Dr. Sattler and Muldoon are looking for everybody and they see him in like two pieces. They're like, I think this was, I don't even know his fucking name. They're like, I think this was Lawyer Man. And Muldoon's like, I think this was Lawyer Man too, right? Over here. Gennaro? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was looking at dinosaurs.
Gennaro or a T-Rex. But Gennaro needs money, but that's okay.
I was about to say.
I'm trying over here.
Should we jump on to our fourth reveal?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's freaking go.
Danny, say the name of this fucking dinosaur.
Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus. Okay.
So
I think Sarah likes them.
I love that one.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that they would even have these in the park, to be honest.
Yeah.
In like their enclosures, just like all of the other enclosures, and that thing can fucking spit acid at people.
I know.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's how they tarred the roads, though. They use the Dilophosaurus.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, like not even fully understanding what Dennis Nedry was doing wrong. I just knew he was evil.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And just I loved that dinosaur because she saved the fucking day. She was doing.
Oh yeah, that's such a great point.
Doing the Lord's work. She was like,
Sure.
You're not getting out of here alive.
She's like, is that InGen property on your person?
Is
like,
that?
That's
she should be
ours.
hired.
Yeah.
Frankly, she deserves a job.
She is the most competent member of staff.
You will not be leaving the park with that.
No,
with those goods.
No, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy at the begining's like, you can even get by security, like with this thing, and can't get past that security.
Can't get past that
security.
Diplosaur. I don't know. Diplo?
Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus. It's like, I don't know. We used to call them fucking spitters when we were kids.
Yeah.
That's cute.
The dinosaur that spits.
I would argue also this is visually the most frightening dinosaur that we've seen.
Oh yeah.
Like I know the raptor is intense and the T-Rex is big and tank-like, but so just is, I don't know if it's, I also have like a thing for like little razor teeth. That kind of freaks me out.
You got a thing for him?
I got such a thing. I freaking love it.
Dude, if Dr. Hammond had razor teeth, Danny.
Oof.
Well, I thought he did, and I was like, oh, and then he did. I was like, okay, he at least gets a hug.
On the old Jurassic Park ride at Universal, they had these. Mm-hmm. They would spit water at you.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad they don't have them in the new one. Although I do really like the Jurassic World update.
I haven't.
It's pretty fun.
I haven't been, but
it's pretty fun. It's the same track, so
really?
But they've just added little parts to make it more. Yeah. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's got it's colorful, the little thing that sprays out, but it's also like fucking sharp and menacing, and it has like almost like a rattlesnake kind of hiss to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then it gets in the car, and that's so scary. It's so cool. Yeah.
One thing I love about these two reveals in particular is that they actually they like serve a really important. We just talked about this, but I figured it'd just be worth kind of like directly mentioning that it moves the story along. Like it's actually like motivates huge character and story turns in the movie. So you have the the T-Rex separates all the characters. It obviously indicates like that everything that the park is not going to move forward. Like the whole reason why they're there in the first place to essentially audit it has failed. And and then you have the Dilophosaurus who prevents like the whole point of why Nedry set this in motion in the first place. So everything, it becomes, we're now a survival movie. So we've been led to believe that there's all these, misdeeds and mishandlings of, people are working for this guy and he's trying to like fuck over the company. And then at the end, it's like, I think Laura Dern's character even says that. She's like, it doesn't, like, your grandchildren are out there. Like, this is none of all your plan, all of this stuff that you set into motion means nothing because it's now a true horror survival movie.
Now it's personal. Yeah.
Yeah, this time.
This time it's personal. The greatest tagline of all time.
It's so good.
I am a Jaws the Revenge. Sorry to go off Jurassic Park.
No.
I am a Jaws the Revenge apologist.
Me too. It's the best
You will
sequel.
not shit talk Jaws the Revenge. Okay.
I am. Thank you. I did a watch. I had avoided all of the Jaws sequels for the longest time. And everyone talks, they love 3D. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. Not as fun as I wanted to. Revenge. Oh, Mrs. Brody just fucking like coming in hot. And oh, I love it so much. And the fact that it's a revenge story just makes me laugh.
Yeah, I have to see that. Like when I was a kid, me and my sister would watch Jaws 3D all the time when we were kids. We liked that one when we were younger. But I do need to see Revenge again.
2 and The Revenge. Good. I mean, it's silly, but like, what? It's never going to be the first movie anyway. It might as well be silly.
Sure. Exactly. It's fun. It's also, if memory serves, it's a Christmas movie because it opens up where like they all get together for Christmas and then go down to like the Caribbean. So it is a holiday movie. You can add it to your to the list.
And that's got Michael Caine, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And he's very clear that he only did it for the money, but I don't care. It's a great performance.
No, you needed him. Yeah, he really elevated
His name is Hoagie?
Yeah, Hoagie.
I hate that word.
I also love, not to get too far off track, but I love how Harrison Ford anymore is just like so open about doing things for money.
Yeah.
Like being the Red Hulk in this new Marvel movie. He's like, it paid well. Like that's what
I mean, he's past the point.
Yeah.
One of my favorite interview moments of all time is someone asking Harrison Ford who shot first. And he goes, I don't care.
It's so good.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I simply do not care.
That's so funny. Yeah. He just like, it's done. It's a character. Move on. Let's go. I
really
paid.
don't
Let's
care.
Go.
I got paid. It's fine. I have a career now. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, well, let's jump to reveal number 5. This is the T-Rex again, but this time this is Dr. Sattler seeing the T-Rex for the first time.
Right? Oh, I guess Muldoon had.
And Muldoon. Well, he's probably seen.
They're rescuing
dinosaurs.
Malcolm, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They got Malcolm in the back of the Jeep, and he's like, "Hey, come on, guys, let's go." And then the T-Rex starts chasing him, and
it's like the O.J. Simpson thing. They're going like 25 miles an hour. Like,
well, it's funny because
chilling.
Earlier they say like, how fast do they go? And he's like, oh, we clocked the T-Rex at 32 miles an hour.
Yeah, and so they only have to go 35. They only got to go 35.
Yeah, and they're good.
Just like
they only clocked the T-Rex at 32. She was holding out.
That's exactly true. That's true.
She's like, oh, I can run 50.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give them my all until I really need it.
I know they're studying me. I can't let them know how destructive I really am.
Yeah, some mystery.
I was going to say, that's like fucking driving through a fucking neighborhood, like 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour.
The O.J. Simpson, like seriously, with the O.J. Simpson thing, he was going 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's so
Isn't that wild? When I heard about it as a kid, I'm thinking, ooh, high speed chase. They're going 90 down the freeway. They were going fucking 35. Chase.
Yeah.
Look, he's a football player. Nobody get too close.
35. Wild. Domino had record sales during that. Everyone was just chilling, ordering fucking
That's
pizza.
So funny.
Were they really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They should have had a delivery guy like try to give OJ a pizza to like really just have like a memorable like, place in history. It's for Fritz on the house.
They have the little domino like magnetic thing on the top of the car.
30 minutes or less. Oh man.
Okay, so that scene, we had talked about Laura Dern's performance and that scream that she has. Oh, you can feel it. It's so good when the T-Rex is. It's like, oh, we have transcended like fun action adventure movie. You have someone like Laura Dern reacting to a monster, and suddenly you realize like how serious the stakes really are. And
Yeah.
she's just so good. I wish I had a more clever way to say how much I love her in this movie, but I think the performance speaks for itself.
Have you guys seen the thing where someone put Pee Wee Herman in all these Jurassic Park scenes? And it's like,
so stupid.
It's
how
like,
do you always fit Pee Wee Herman into our episodes?
I know. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Dude, I was raised on a Pee Wee Herman. I'm a huge Pee Wee Herman fan.
Fucking cocktail weenies.
Cocktail weenies. But yeah, they replaced him with like all the dinosaurs in the trailer and stuff. And so like there's this scene where he's on his bike and he's chasing him. So funny.
Amazing.
But yeah, this was really good. Our sixth reveal is Dr. Sattler again, but this time she's meeting the raptors in the power room. That scene is
so good.
Dude, you know, we keep going back to this, like how it's not really a horror movie, but it's sort of a horror movie. Like there's so many like horror movie scenes.
It's a horror movie
in this. Like it's
the raptor scene, especially like her running from them is so Friday the 13th. It's so slasher.
Yep.
Coded.
Yeah. At this point, they keep raising. You think the stakes are like as high as they can go, and then you forget. You know, when she and Muldoon, because they're all like, they have to turn the power back on, so that they're like forced into the scenarios force them to again like separate from the pack and from safety. And then you see the raptor cage just opened. You're like, no, I forgot. Like that was even a possibility.
And the callback to Sam Neill telling the child like, you're looking at this raptor. What you don't see are the two on this side, and Muldoon
so good
looking ahead and going, and not noticing that she's next to him.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's
such great writing. Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, that's something. Speaking of that, I wanted to ask: has anybody read the book?
No.
Okay.
I'm a big reader, though. I probably will at some point.
Okay.
I heard it's very different from the movie, but
okay.
Yeah. I've heard Hammond is less cute.
Less cute and cuddly.
No, but really, I have heard that they sort of softened him a bit for the movie.
Oh, really?
I think in the book he's a little more nefarious seeming.
Okay.
Well, Danny seems to be into that, so
I love my nefarious.
Yeah.
No, but
old sugar daddies.
Oh yeah. Also, we would be remiss to not mention the fact that Richard Attenborough, who is like, has now kind of, for most people, aside from like, at least like modern audiences, younger audiences, he's kind of synonymous with dinosaurs and, you know, like being a dinosaur expert. But his real life brother, David Attenborough, is the guy whose voice you hear in all the Planet Earth documentaries, and his whole life has been devoted to real life nature. And I always love that so much that there's like, I don't know, it's just, it's a fun movie.
You know, I actually really love the Sigourney Weaver ones too.
Oh, does she narrate
I don't know why my brain went to Jurassic Park movies. I'm like, what?
No, she narrates Planet Earth as well. They have a version where she narrates Planet Earth.
Yeah. She's got a great voice. Like that
she does. Oh my God. Read me books, baby. To sleep. Oh, I love it.
Put me to sleep, baby. Read me that story.
I love it. Her and Demi Moore. Demi Moore could fucking.
In this reveal, it was like, this is where it's getting really horrific. Like even down to when Dr. Sattler runs to the bunker, like the shift in music, because John Williams has been giving us this really like beautiful, epic, kind of wholesome score, and then it straight up feels like a horror movie. She literally goes like delves deep underground into the dark, so it visually looks like a horror movie. And then you have severed limbs, jump scares. Like Spielberg is having fun doing a horror movie. I know there's the whole like myth of whether or not he helped direct, or if not fully direct, Poltergeist, which I'm a Tobe Hooper stan, so I don't stand by that. But I feel like this is him being like, no, I can do horror.
Funny enough, I think that's actually the first horror movie I ever saw because my parents were cool with it because it was Spielberg.
Sure.
That's funny.
They were like, this can't be scary. I mean, like Jurassic Park scary, right?
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was scarred for life. And now I work in horror.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's funny. I was just listening to an interview with the director Christopher Landon, who just did the movie Drop and Freaky, and he was saying how when he was raised, his mom did not like him watching anything even remotely associated with horror. But obviously he's a horror director, so it got into his system at some point. But he says with his kids, who are like around like 5 or 8 or something, he says he allows them to watch certain horror movies because he actually like talks about how the genre, it's not even just for the scare factor, but the fact that the genre introduces you to, especially at a young age, to the concept of just like death and being afraid, but also overcoming fear and dealing with these real life things that end up becoming, these inevitable life moments. So he says he has this whole technique. He had a name for it. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but he actually thinks like, ironically, maybe not so ironically, but oddly enough, horror is actually healthier for kids as long as it's like in a remotely controlled environment and you're not just like showing them Hostel or,
Right.
Yeah.
But it's such a good point. It is true, because I feel like if you don't have access to that at a younger age, and then you're, again, like inevitably forced to confront it at some point or another, sooner or later, it becomes this like jarring thing that is just so much more harder to digest. So I think that's just another notch for horror and why it is arguably the best genre. I think
another reason why we need a category in award ceremonies. Come on.
I know.
That's
we should be
right.
celebrating it because it is helping us deal with these real life fucking things. So #horror.
Let's see. Number 7. This is where this is the raptors in the kitchen.
The jiggling jello.
The jiggling jello, like
talk about reaction
so
shots.
good.
Tim watching Lex watch the shadow of the
her
raptor
with the spoon.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's kind of like we talk about Spielberg and horror and all that stuff, and it's kind of has that Temple of Doom scene where it's like you got the thuggy guys that are drawn on the walls, and you think it's just like the decorations on the wall, but then there's also like one real guy there who attacks Indiana Jones. This is kind of like that same thing where there's a raptor, like a picture, and then you see the shadow come in where it's like, oh, he's actually really there.
That's funny. I do love how the stakes are established yet again, even up into the climax, because we set up the thing with the raptors, and then we have the raptors kill Muldoon, who has been established as like, he is the ultimate raptor hunter expert. And then he gets killed, and then cut to raptors versus kids. And it's like, oh my God, like there's no way, like, how are they going to navigate this? But obviously like it turns into this like really fun sequence.
Yeah, it's very fun.
That is interesting to note that Muldoon's death is a very important story beat.
Yeah.
Because it does set up that if Laura Dern barely survived this, and she's one of the experts they've brought there, and he's the expert, and he's, like we said, one of the only competent employees, and he gets killed, and then you're like, oh,
the kids are raptor dinner.
They're done.
Yeah.
There's no way they survived this.
Yeah, like, are we about to watch 2 kids just get eaten? Spielberg, what are we doing here? Like,
I wish. Sarah doesn't know my.
Yeah, we have a full spectrum of horror movie fans on this show where Casey likes things dark and gross and like
the most fucked up you can be.
The most fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I'm right in the middle. I can go
Serbian
either way.
film?
And Danny's like Danny's like I wanted a little more lighthearted. So
I love that. I love how many different kinds of horror fans there are.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. And that's there's something for every, there's something for everybody. It's really true.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where we find out there's
did we lose?
We lost Sarah.
What's going on with technology today?
Oh man.
I'm back. I lost internet for 2 seconds, I guess. I'm surprised that didn't happen earlier, actually, because it happens quite often in my Zoom calls, but it doesn't end the Zoom call. It just lags for a sec.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, yeah, this is where we find out that there's not just one. I mean, I guess with Muldoon, we find out there's more than one raptor, but we go from Muldoon to the kids in the kitchen, but we just see the raptor like sniffing at the door, right? And then it cuts back to Dr. Grant meeting back up with Dr. Sattler, and he's got his gun and he says there's just he says one or two, and she said the other one's contained, right? And he's like, yeah, as long as they don't figure out how to open doors or something like that. And then it cuts to the door handle and the raptor fucking turns it. Dude. Yeah. It's so good. Oh my God.
I know. I love how all the dinosaurs have these moments, like the Dilophosaurus, the raptor. They're just like look at camera, like, yeah, we did that.
Yeah. Yeah. We run this park. Yeah. That's so funny. But yeah, this is a great scene, a lot of tension, and then the kids finally get out. Tim locks the one in the freezer. They get out and then they meet up back.
Oh no. What in the hell
happening today? This
Casey,
is so
what in the
weird.
hell?
Casey, your days are numbered.
No, I'm good. My internet never fucks up.
We lost
Zach,
you
we
for a
lost
second.
you now.
Because
What is
Yeah. God damn. Like, what the fuck?
Dinos have learned how to mess with our internet.
Yeah.
I was like, I learned how to mess with the internet. Cut to.
Yeah.
Cut to.
Just unplugs it.
It's like fucking dinosaur typing on the fucking thing.
He's like, the Unix system.
But this is our 8th and final reveal. This is where Dr. Alan Grant finally comes face to face with a raptor. And when I say face to face, I mean it, because they are on either side of the door and they're looking at each other through the window. And it's really like a full circle moment, because
it's the Laurie Michael moment from Halloween H2O.
Right.
Oh, what a great shot.
Yeah. And the raptor was probably like, oh, he's so cute.
He's so cute. Sam Neill's good looking dude.
Oh yeah.
Tell you.
To this day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just
gets hotter.
He's getting better with age. I really just want to cuddle him. Yeah, and they there's a very tense scene with the claws coming around the door, and they're trying to get it locked, and Lex is like, "Oh, I'll be a hacker and use my skills." And
Yeah, this scene actually pisses me off.
Why?
Because earlier I said Tim was being dumb, but that was
It happened.
You have to be kidding me.
It got her. It finally got her.
I said, Casey, your days are numbered.
Oh no.
And she said, it's not going to happen to me.
It's that Hammond hubris.
Oh, no.
The Hammond hubris.
Casey, are you back?
I don't know, am I?
I can hear you.
Yes. Yeah.
Earlier I said Tim was being dumb, but that wasn't true. It's the adults being dumb, because they're trying to get this gun and Tim is just like standing there doing nothing, and they could have been like, hey, come get this fucking gun. That's all.
Yeah, the kids, they freeze up, and Malcolm even says earlier, he's like, are the kids okay? And Alan Grant's like, why wouldn't they be? And Grant's like, well, kids get scared. Like, sets it up that like,
he hates children so much that he doesn't understand that they have feelings.
Yeah.
Children have feelings too.
Totally. And then we finally get our big climax here in the main hall to Jurassic Park with the T-Rex and the raptors. And it's just a classic ending to a
banner.
Great movie.
The banner falling. Iconic.
Yeah. So good. And they drive out to the helipad and they get on the helicopter, and you get a really cool shot, which, as a kid, I never really appreciated that shot of the birds flying next to the water. I never really understood it when you were watching it as a kid. And now when you see it, it's a really great way to end it.
I have decided not to endorse your park.
Yes. Yeah. What a great line. Oh man.
So good.
And then even Hammond's like, yeah,
honestly,
me too. Like,
cut it.
Fuck it. We're out of here. Yeah.
We'll take the loss. We'll take the L.
Except that we find out in the second one, he just tries to start over. So.
Yeah. And you guys, that's fucking Jurassic Park. That is, wow. What a great movie.
Incredible.
All right. So now it is time in the show to select our favorite reveals in Jurassic Park. Okay, so I'm going to do a speed round recap of our official reveals. Number 1, our first official reveal, is the opening scene with the raptor, aka what's in the box. Number 2, this is the egg reveal, which I call "Come On, Little One," also known as Dr. Hammond becomes a mama. Number 3,
Mama, a raptor behind you.
Number 3, we've got T-Rex, aka Who Let the Dogs Out, aka The Song Finally Ended, a lamb chop deep cut, aka The Rex is back in town. AKA The Rex is back in town. Let's see.
The song finally
Number 4. Number 4. Danny, say the name of this fucking dinosaur again.
Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus. Okay, this is the Dilophosaurus, aka the Spitter, aka Spitter. I barely know her.
AKA Girls Gone Wild.
AKA Girls Gone Wild. Number 5, we've got T-Rex chasing the Jeep, aka Come Back Here, Sexy Scientist Man. Number 6, we've got Dr. Sattler in the power room with the raptor attack, aka Ray lends a hand. Number 7, this is the Jello Jigglers raptor attack, also known as Bill Cosby is in the building.
No, Zachary.
Zachary.
And our 8th final reveal, I got nothing. It's Dr. Grant meets the raptor. That's what we got. I failed on number 8. So
no, usually you don't do them for all of them. The 7 out of 8 is pretty good.
Thanks.
We usually get like 2 or 3.
Danny, let's start with you. What is your favorite reveal in Jurassic Park?
Okay, my favorite reveal is an obvious pick. There's so many great reveals in this movie, but I'm gonna be so unoriginal, and I'm just gonna go with the T-Rex. It's been lauded by it's been lauded to death, I guess, for good reason, because it's an iconic moment. It's one of the great movie moments and scenes in cinema history, and
I mean,
it speaks for itself.
Also, just
it's
a
amazing.
huge feat with the animatronics and everything like that too.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, the T-Rex escapes. Wait, what did you call this scene?
Who let the dogs out / the song finally ended.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
a lamb chop deep cut.
Oh, the lamb chop.
Yes.
Or
Literally.
the Rex is back in town.
Okay, yeah.
Sarah, what is your favorite reveal in Jurassic Park?
My favorite is Laura Dern meeting the raptor.
It's so
I think
good.
as a horror director, I will be chasing that, creating that feeling my entire career.
Yeah.
It's like it's perfect. It's perfect.
Totally.
So good.
Yeah, that was gonna. I was on the fence between the raptor attack there and the T-Rex. In terms of like the best, I guess the weight of the scene in cinema history, I have to go with T-Rex. But that the suspense and the jump scare and everything in that raptor scene is so good. Yeah, just for the sheer. What's the word I'm looking for?
Memorability.
That's probably the best. Yeah. Casey, what's your favorite reveal?
It's a T-Rex one.
Is it the T-Rex?
It is a T-Rex one.
T-Rex. Nice.
I'm so glad that this isn't just like a clean sweep with the T-Rex and that we got the Laura Dern scene in there, because it's so good.
Yeah, I was really on the
Sarah's
fence. I was really on the fence. All right. Well, now it is time for a segment that we like to call The Real Monster. Danny, let's start. No, wait, we just started with you. Casey, let's start with you. What's your real monster?
Well, I think it's obvious that it's capitalism.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a
capitalism.
frequent monster on our show.
She is Dr. Hammond as well, for obviously playing a part in that, but he's also just fucking annoying. Like, I don't know why it really pissed me off when they got like on the ride thing in the beginning, and he told them to say hi to the fucking fake. Like, it made me relate, and I was like, "But I would have fucking punched him in the throat." No,
as is your right.
Yeah, he's just so annoying. So that's all.
Yeah. Sarah, do you have a real monster for Jurassic Park?
Yeah, honestly, to not repeat what Casey said, probably Nedry. Like, he's the real villain. Yeah. I mean, I know it's small in comparison to what Hammond has done, but just the gall of a person who could ruin the world just to make a buck, like unbelievable.
Totally. Yep. Danny, what do you got?
I have people who don't listen to the tour guide.
Okay.
I have Nedry's desk. We already talked about it. Speaks for itself. You see how messy it is in a close up, but then they show it in a wide shot, and it's worse. It's horrible. I even imagined. We already mentioned the staff that's looking after the sick Triceratops, but that just extends the entire staff, not including the dinosaurs like the Dilophosaurus and who was working security, and everyone else we had mentioned. Whoever designed the bathroom that the lawyer dies in, the walls just fall down completely.
It's a literal
very
hut.
Easily too. Dr. Grant for throwing the raptor claw. That always bothered me as a kid because it's such a cool little, I don't know, thing to have, a little memorabilia. Let's see. Oh, Tim for not saying welcome to the Ice Age after locking the raptor in the cooler. Perfect opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah. And then finally, and I feel bad for this one because it's a mistake. Shit happens, but whoever didn't check the gate on that final shot, because you have that spider web in the frame and it always drives me crazy. But I feel like at this point it kind of is, it's so memorable that you can't digitally remove it because it's part of history. And that's all.
Totally.
That's all.
That's it.
No, those are good. I love fucking Tim. You should have said welcome to the Ice Age.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I've got Dr. Hammond for landing on the dig site. I've got the fucking shaving cream on a slice of pie. And I've got the lawyer for leaving the kids in the fucking car.
Those are good.
God. So now it is time for our last segment. And this could probably be pretty brief because I think, actually, I'm taking that back. I don't know what we're going to say. This is, would you survive a trip to Jurassic Park? I don't think I would survive. I would be raptor lunch very quickly.
I'm not. It really depends on what I ran into. But if I ran into the situations these people did, I would not survive.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't want to say I don't have a will to live.
Oh my God!
I've lost the will to live.
It's just not that.
We told you she likes to go dark.
If I'm in a situation like this, I'm not probably going to do
Look,
much.
if I'm going to go, it's not a bad way to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I can
true.
write it on your
I can
tombstone.
brag in the afterlife. I was eaten by a velociraptor. Yeah. And I watched it happen.
That's my point too. Like
they eat you while you're alive. So
yeah.
I
kind of like, would I survive? I don't know if I want to. If I'm gonna be there, it's like that's how I want to go out. Like I know we had talked about that, but that's Also, if I run into that Dilophosaurus who's running security at Jurassic Park and is the only competent staff member, like I'm fucked. So no, I would not survive.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of maybe like Casey and I would survive because female what's it called?
They're like, we see you.
Yeah. Women.
Yeah.
Women. Sure. They're like, oh, you're fine. You're not fucking
like the camaraderie.
You're not fucking up the world the way these men are. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
The T-Rex wasn't gonna kill Laura Dern. She was just like chasing after, like, it's Laura Dern.
Yeah.
She's like flapping her little arms.
Can I get a picture?
Laura.
Just a crazed fan.
Yeah, watch that scene. The
funny.
T-Rex is like just looks more excited than anything.
Yep.
Oh God. Okay, guys, that's it. That's Jurassic Park. And you guys, that's our fucking Rotten Eggs triple feature. It's done.
Shit.
It's done.
We did it.
Now it's time to announce our newest triple feature.
Yeah.
Which I'm realizing right now we don't have a name for yet.
You're right.
I think sometimes we go old school. We just keep it simple.
Our new triple feature is all about mad scientists, obviously, and we're kicking it off with a movie that Danny is scared to watch, but also a movie that brought me back to the horror world. I grew up with horror, and then around like 2000s when Hostel came out, I was like, nope, I'm out of this. I kind of tuned out. And then Tusk was the movie that kind of brought me back into this world. And so we're going to be watching Tusk to kick off our Mad Scientist triple feature.
Fun.
Casey, what are we watching after Tusk?
We are watching the 1996 version of The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Ooh.
So excited for this.
Nice. And fucking rest in peace, Val Kilmer, a sad loss recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we'll honor him by doing Island of Dr. Moreau.
And neither of you have seen it, which I love.
Correct. I have not seen it.
I'm very excited about.
And Danny, what are we going to wrap up Mad Scientists with?
We're going to wrap it up with, I think, the oldest movie that we'll have done on the podcast from 1920, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Very excited about this.
It's going to be our oldest movie and our first silent movie, too.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, I'm excited to watch it because I've heard things about it for years and I've never seen it. So
I saw it live at the Brooklyn Horror Film Festival a few years ago, and they had live composers, and they had scored an original. They'd done an original score for the movie, and they played it. It was such an incredible experience.
Yeah, that's super neat.
That's awesome. Okay, well, that is it. Sarah, thank you for joining us today. Is there anything that you want to promote, anything that you're working on that you want to tell our listeners about, or even where they can find you on social media, anything like that?
Yeah. So our found footage horror film Dry Spell will be, we're weeks from being fully finished and entering a few film festivals. So our Instagram is Dry Spell Movie, all one word, if you want to keep up with that and what we're going to do with that.
Amazing.
And then my socials are pretty much all Spooky Sarah Skeletons, all one word, Sarah spelled with an H. Came up with that because my last name is ridiculous sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can find me on TikTok, Blue Sky, Instagram under that name.
Okay, awesome. And we will have all of that information in the show notes for you guys to check out. Danny, Casey, where can our listeners find you guys on social media?
I'm on Instagram at WolfMotherCasey.
Awesome. And Danny, it's time to embarrass yourself in front of our guest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God damn it. I'm on Instagram and Blue Sky at my name. It's Danny Salem, DANNYSALEMME. That's 2 M's like the candy. Melt in your butt, not in your hands.
Let your freak flag fly.
That's right.
That's right.
This is a safe place here.
And you can find me on social media at Zach Winsick. Make sure to follow the show on social media, wherever you follow your horror podcast. And that's it, you guys. Thank you all for listening. Now go meet some monsters.